Wake up at 6 to 6:15 a.m., get to school at 7:10, leave school at 2:10, drive my friends home, plus their siblings sometimes, depending. Um, get home around 2:30 to 3, and then until 4, I would do homework. I would probably be watching TV mostly because I'm not good at doing homework on time. And then I would at 4:05 I would go to the bus stop to pick up my brother, and then 4:10 come back home, fix my brother a snack, and like sit down and start doing homework. When I turned 16 and got my first job at Zaxby's, I would fix him a snack, do all the hard stuff, all the hard homework first, leave the easy stuff for my mom and or for him to do alone, and then I'd leave at 5, which is around the time my mom would get home. 5 to 6 is when she would get home. Leave her work at 5 p.m., which, depending on where I was working during high school, whether that be Zaxby's or Chili's, which were my 2 jobs in high school, I would work from either 5 to like 12:30 at night. That's usually the range. I did have a lot of nights where I left at 10, and then there were a lot of nights that I left at 12:30. It was just a toss-up. Restaurant biz. And then I would come home and, I don't know, let's just do 12:30. And then 12:30 to 2 a.m. I would either be doing homework that needed to get done, like an essay, or like online work that was due, until like 2 a.m. And then 2 a.m. to 6 to 6:15 a.m. I would sleep, and then get up and do that all over again. I don't know how to say this name. Stewart and Fay from Salem Press Encyclopedia of Health state that older children, being cognitively and physically more advanced than their younger brother or sister, tend to be leaders in sibling interactions, which leads me to my thesis, which is older siblings take on a parental role during and even after a divorce, which is true. I definitely took on a parental role, especially with my brother, doing this like schedule with him every day, and then also with my parents. I would help them communicate with each other about, oh, dad's almost here to pick us up for the weekend, oh, mom's almost here to pick us up, to take us back home, or even when it was like big issues too, like mom wanted to change Christmas and Thanksgiving, so she had us for Christmas instead of Thanksgiving, and all that would fall on me to communicate with my parents. Roth, Harkins, and Ing from, bear with me, this is a long title, Parental Conflict During Divorce as an Indicator of Adjustment in Future Relationships, a retrospective sibling study. It says siblings are likely to become the most important figure during the time of the divorce process for one another, which is so true. But even before the divorce ever happened, well, my mom and dad got divorced I was 8. I was 8, and my brother was 2. So me and my brother are 6 years apart, which is a very weird relationship. We're not too close in age to where we get in a lot of fights because we're too alike, but we're not too far apart to not really hang out and talk to each other. Like, he'll send me TikToks every now and then I'll also send him TikToks. Like, we had that kind of like friendship, I would say. Even before the divorce, he was about 4 months old, and I just really wanted to play with him. I wanted to take him outside and just go play in the grass. And I remember sneaking into his bedroom while he was asleep, taking a nap. And I remember sitting under his crib trying to wake him up that way, but it wasn't working. So I reached my hand up to shake a sleeping baby to wake him up so he wouldn't cry. I just wanted to play with him. And then he started crying. I freaked out and I ran out and I ran back to my room and I was like, I was just sitting there playing with my Barbie dolls. My dad came up and was like, what happened? And I was like, he just started crying. Later on, I found out my dad was watching the whole thing on the baby monitor. So I've always loved my brother. It's never been a sibling rivalry between us. Another thing Stuart and Faye from the Salem Press Encyclopedia of Health say that relationships among adult siblings tend to be similar to a friendship, which I haven't seen yet. I'm still kind of like that weird confidant, but like parent. It's a mix. Like we're friends. He tells me things, but he still looks for me for advice. Maybe I'm more of a mentor to him now. I don't know. Because I still help him with stuff. I still am sitting here and like at the beginning of the semester, my mom called me and was like, Jake is struggling in math. You need to help him. So I called him and I was like, what's up, brother? What can I help you with? I can't like come up and like tutor you in math. He's like, that's not the problem. I just can't get off my phone. And I was like, in class? You're on your phone in class. Listen to what you're saying. Just get off your phone. Come on, get off. You know better than this. Maybe just like I just sat there and listed off things that he could do. And he also talks to me about girls. I asked my mom and my dad both if they know about Jake's girls in his life. They don't. I'm the only person that talks to him about this kind of stuff. I'm also that kind of cool. I don't know. I haven't really talked to him about sex because that's still like embarrassing for me because he's my little brother. He doesn't know that kind of stuff. But I also don't want him going out into the world, one, being scared, and two, not knowing. So I might need to like bridge that gap a little. He is 16. He's learning. And he does have girls in his life. So I want to start bridging that gap a little. I'm also still here for my parents. They still use me as point one connection. Which sucks because now I've started, since I'm in college, it's hard for me and my brother to be on the same page, so I've kind of pushed the responsibility onto him, / I've tried to push it onto my parents multiple times, but my dad is still trying to get me and my brother to come out to Colorado in June, but I know my mom's answer, especially for Jake, is no. My answer is no. So I've been trying to tell Dad, like, no, maybe like late July, early August, maybe September, maybe even like a Christmas. Let's go skiing for Christmas. He still gets angry, and I still have to like go to Mom, and I'm like, help me compromise, and she's like, no, and it's a whole argument. It's crazy. Anyway, but I will say during my research, I could not find that much research on older siblings in divorce. All I've found is like, oh yeah, they're the parent, basically. They're the second parent, second in command to a parent. Everything I found was younger sibling and how they are supposed to be babied and all of that kind of stuff. And I want to give you an older sibling's perspective on divorce and the toll it put on me, kind of. Anyway, I do think older siblings take on a parental role during, even after divorce. I will say, please, go love on your siblings. We are here, we love you, and we miss you. Okay, bye guys, I hope you're doing all good.